So part of the revamping my air compressor, I went ahead and changed the oil in it, and then I'm going to change this out. This was leaking here, so I changed this out, but I'm picking up like a oil water separator deal that'll go right here. And then what I'm going to do up here is I'm going to take the charge pipe and I'm going to run the charge pipe into a transmission cooler, and that'll be mounted off the frame here, and then it'll be going from the pistons where the compresses the air, because this gets extremely hot, right? So this, you can't even touch it after it's running for a while. So this tube is going to go into the transmission cooler, and then it's going to come out of the transmission cooler and then run into the tank. So this tank, I've had it for about 4 years. I picked it up used from a guy. I only paid like 300 bucks for it, and as you can see here, so I said, oh, let me drain it real quick, because unfortunately I'm not the best with air compressor maintenance. So I went to open up the valve and it was rusted up, and then it just blew off, and it had about 30 pounds of pressure in it, 35 pounds, and it just like exploded. So I had to revamp it anyway, or upgrade it to, not the tank or the compressor setup, but I'm going to get the drain that comes out, so that'll come out to here, so it'll be easier for me to drain it. This whole system back here, I used to have a DeVilibus or a Cam Air, so I had a water separator, a pre-filter, then I had decedent beads. So I never had any water actually in my lines, right? Despite probably 2 gallons going all over the ground here at a high rate of speed. But these units are old, and so I'm taking that off the system because they're probably 7 years old, and I think the last time I changed the filters were probably 4 years, and actually the water separator and all that stuff was actually full of junk. So I'm surprised I even had decent air, but I did, considering what I have on the inside, which I'll show you, which was probably catching everything. But yeah, so now I'll have the particulate or water oil separator that'll come off from here with a shutoff valve. So let me run you on the inside and show you what I got going on in there. So here we are on the inside. It comes through and then goes into a set of these RTI tubes. So these are basically large filters. So I have 2 of them back there. So it goes in, out the bottom, then into the other one, and then comes out of that one and then into the line. And then I have a shut-off valve here, right there. And then I only have 1 hose feeding the entire shop. So, and that's starting to get worn out. But it goes from there, and then it goes all the way down my wall, and then connects to the hose reel, right there. Sorry for the mess. I'm in the midst of cleaning everything while I do this. So what I did was I picked up, just off from Amazon, just an oil separator with a regulator, and this unit is going to actually go over here on this wall. So I'm going to plumb that in. It's probably going to be mounted on the side here, and the adjustment will be up there, and then that'll give me air to this area over here, which is going to be the paint booth area, which I had explained briefly in one of the videos of what was going on, what little update is. So I'm going to be putting in a beam. So right here is midway. So I'm going to go 15 feet out. I'm going to put a 6x6 post right there, from there to there, and then I'm going to span plastic across there, and then I'm going to run the plastic across here. So that'll just give me a makeshift primer booth, I guess you could say. So I can prime this, and then I'm just going to blow it out the back door, because it doesn't go to anything. It just goes to well, our backyard, but it goes out there, which out there is just cypress. So it's protected cypress, so there's nothing behind us. Yeah, so that's just a little update on the air that I'm going to be running here. But while I'm doing all that, I'm not probably going to get this primed until after I get that up, because one, I don't need all the crap blowing in from this way, and two, I'm going to get the fenders. This just needs to be sanded down with 180. The other fender, I need to fix the spots, so I'm going to fix those. And then this is the actual the particulate massive water oil separator that's going to come off the tank, off the air compressor. So we're going to work on the hood a little too. So I got a little bit of rust right here so far. So a little bit of rust right there. And it used to have hood pins, so I can feel the one on that side. This one I can't really feel it, but I can see the crack right there of the Bondo. So we got to fix that. So that's what we're going to be doing. Stay tuned. All right, guys. So it is Saturday. All this week I've been working on the airlines, getting those all straightened out, like I posted with the video, where the tank, anyway. So I got a secondary air tank, holding tank. It's like 29 gallons, and that's basically an 80 gallon going into a 20 gallon, and then I'm putting in an after cooler. So basically I'm making the air quality better, right? So if I'm painting in here, I want the air quality to be as perfect as possible. Oops. So basically I'm making the air quality better, right? So I have a regulator, boop, on the wall with an oil filter separator. This is the charge, or the after cooler that I'm putting in, which is just basically a 15300 Durrell transmission cooler with -8, and then I have the fittings to bring it down to 1/2-inch compression fittings. If you do a search on YouTube, everyone's doing this, so I won't go into how I'm doing it, because I'm doing it basically how everyone else is doing it. So right now, if you look behind me, you will see posts. So I'm starting to set me up for the paint booth and loft area for part storage. So I'll show a little bit of this. I just talked to the owner of the car, and basically he has a really huge tractor with forks. So I'm moving some things around the yard. We're bringing the bus, the schoolie, we're putting the bus in between the garage and the house, basically right there, right through there. And the doorway will open up to our courtyard area that we have, and that's going to be, well, we've already starting to convert it to RV. I'll give you a quick rundown on that in future videos. I have another YouTube channel that's actually specifically on just building the bus, the metal work, the paint work, some of the electrical wiring, spray foaming, stuff like that. I may take those videos and bring them and put them on this channel, because I don't do anything with that channel anymore, because I've basically gotten away from the bus build. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But so he's going to be here. Basically what I'm saying is he's going to be here with his tractor, and he said that there's no problems to put the forks on and then start lifting, lifting all the floor joists that I got to put in. There's 16, there'll be 16 feet, well, it's 14 and 3 inches, 14 feet and 3 inches. So I'm basically, my booth is going to be the standard booth size, which is generally 14.3 by 25 feet long by, it'll be, after all said and done, it'll probably be about 9, about 9.5, 10 feet tall. So it'll be great. And I have a lot of plans for that, not just a loft and a booth, but it's going to be, basically it's going to be like a garage inside a garage, right? So when people drive by or whatever, the inside garage will have, you know, vintage signs, and I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool overall. So that's like a project. But I'm going to be off next week from work, so it'll give me an opportunity to do all this. And he said, hey dude, since I'm going to be here with the tractor, because he's going to grade the property right here for the bus to sit on, I'll just bring over the forks. We'll load it up. We'll do whatever we need to do, and he's on board. I like that. So basically right now I'm just making my front joist panel, my front panel from there to there, to sturdy up that post, because that post is kind of wobbly just being attached to the floor with the concrete connector. And I'm going to have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to have 4 4x4 posts on this side, and then of course that's entirely attached to the wall on that side. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. So I can set you up here. Basically, let me swing it around. I'm bracing this one for the front joist to be put up to sturdy up that post, and then I have a couple 2x8s, and then I'll be putting a couple 2x8s up here, up there, just to strengthen up that side, and then we'll go from there. That's all I'll probably do today because it is raining. I can't really go get wood. That's what I'm doing in a nutshell. So I don't want this video to be about, hey, he's building a paint booth, but I'm just telling you what I'm doing, just to let everyone know. So I'll set you down here. Like I said, I'm just straightening up the boards because wood these days is not the straightest. Considering the price that you're paying for this stuff, it's kind of disheartening. I mean, well, the fasteners that I'm using, they're structural headlocks is what they're called. Those cost more than the wood. But hey, it's a safety thing. I will be walking up there, and we will have cars parked in here. So I don't know. This is what I'm doing. So I'll set you down right here. I got this cool magnetic sticky thing, so I can kind of move this around wherever I want now, instead of being attached to the tripod all the time. So we'll put this down, and that's what I'm doing. There it is. All right. So I'm going to start basically putting this up. I'm going to implore the help of my son because this is a really long long beam that has to go up. It's about 14.5 feet. It's starting to look like something. Okay, so I finished marking out my floor mounts right there. This one I'm doing a double beam because of how that landed. But I marked out all my 24-inch on centers there. I've got my header beams, and then that's down to there. So basically, I did a joist hanger calculator, and being that this is 14 feet wide, a 2x8 can take the pressures of up to 15 feet at every 24-inch on center. All right, that's going to wrap up today. All day today it's been raining and cold. First thing this morning, like at 7, it wasn't raining, but it looked like it was going to rain. So I went down to Home Depot and I picked up some of the boards, but these aren't pressure treated boards. Since they're inside the garage, I'm not getting pressure treated boards, right? Because it won't see any like outside weather. But as soon as I pulled in with the wood, it just started raining, and it's been raining all day. Since it's not pressure treated, I didn't want it to get wet, right? So my truck only has a 5-foot bed, so I can't get anything. I can't get anything over 4 foot without it getting wet. So tomorrow, I don't think it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I'm going to go down and get a couple, 3 more posts to set in, and then the gentleman that actually owns the car, he's gonna help me out with his trailer. He has a 18-foot trailer, so we're gonna go this week, like Monday maybe, to get the rest of the wood so I can finish this up. He's gonna bring over the tractor so we can clean up some stuff in the yard, move the bus around, like I was explaining earlier. So I'm not going to go back into that. But then I'll get the rest of the wood, because I cannot carry 16-foot, 2x8 by 16 foot in my truck without basically 10 feet sticking out the back. And that's just not safe. But he said he has no problems helping me out on that. So tomorrow we're going to get right after it. Probably nothing with the car. So this is really turning into just basically a garage update and improvements video. Like I said, I'm off all week next week, so we're going to be hitting the car pretty hard, but I need the structure up first so I can wall it off, so I can prime and do that so it'll all blow out the back of the shop instead of blowing everywhere in the shop. So this kind of needs to be put up before I can move forward with priming that. Okay, so we will catch you in the morning. Tomorrow we'll probably be cleaning up a lot of stuff, moving things around off that wall to over there, relocate a couple, an electrical switch, and then start running electrical up into that area for lighting for inside the booth. Okay, so we'll catch you in the morning. Bye. Good morning, guys. So it's Sunday and it's raining and it's cold. So we're in the mid 50s here today in Florida. It's raining really bad. So it's been raining for 2 days straight. I have pools of water everywhere. So not in the garage, but outside. So I think the rest of the day I'm just gonna like basically clean the shop because it's a mess. It's like I got all that, and then I got all that. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So let's clean up the shop a little bit, so we can move things around, because we've got to finish building that. So I'm just gonna get after it today. We'll bring you back after it's done. Just kind of show you, I don't know, something. All right, talk to you in a little bit. So what I did was I made basically a joist hanger jig, right? So there's a couple of these joists that'll, actually there's only one, but it'll run into the 4x4 a little bit, you know, when it sets down. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of making the jig, and then this goes like that, and then it places it up there. So let me show you. And I've marked these every 24 inch on center. So it goes like that. Like that. So that tells me where the joist hanger goes. Just like that. So there's no guesswork, right? Yep. So I'm going to do one in the middle and then one down towards the end. So that way I can put those up in first to get it stable this way. And then once we get the material for the joists, then I'll start putting them in. But I'll already have everything marked, right? So there. So I just have to mark it down below like that. That's it. So there it was on a cold start. and then when I went to put it in drive, it died, so I had to restart it, and then it was fine. That's why you should have the Holly Sniper tuned, because it needs more fuel on startup. So anyway, so we moved her out of the way. So now let's kind of organize the other side of the shop, and then we'll be back. Also, I forgot to add, whenever I do start it, I let it run through 2 cycles, heat cycles, where the fan kicks on and off, just so it burns any condensation off of the O2 sensor. They say you should do it, so just a little tip there. All right, we'll be back. So there it all is. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up the shop upgrade stuff. I really had to get this structure up. Excuse me. I really had to get this structure up just so I can at least prime this. So the structure's up. So hopefully next week we'll have a large update is what I'm shooting for, because I do have all this week off. So we'll try to hit the car pretty hard. So I've got everything organized, enough room for all the vehicles. Yep, and then as you can see, so what I did was, instead of going 25 feet, I went 20 feet because I need an 8-foot swing on the doors on the front. And if I go 25 feet, it would only give me 5 feet of swing. So I took 5 feet off, but it's still 14.3 feet wide, 20 feet deep, and it ends up being just at 8 feet tall. So that's gonna wrap it up. It's been raining last couple days, so you know, why not? And today it was started off in the 50s, and then it got up to about 62, and now it dropped back down. So yeah. So anyway, that's a little shop update. Like I said, next week we'll be back on the car. And hey, I really appreciate everyone kind of tuning in and you know, watching a shop update, right? I mean, it's not really building anything, but it is, so to move forward to prime that. So, thanks again, and hit like, share, subscribe, all that other fun stuff they tell you to do at the end of the videos. And that little bell notification tells you if I ever upload anything really cool, which I think I do cool stuff. Anyway, so yeah, go out and build something cool. Catch you on the next one. Bye.